farmers, welcome back to Hinterland. The loan is up to 9 million because I've been spending a little bit of cash and I need some more. Yes, some lime please. I have been a little busy making another field over by, I believe that's a wheat field on the other side of this little pond here, and I have gotten it mowed. Of course I did make silage bales with it. I then went ahead and of course plowed the field, soil samples, and now spreading the lime on the field. I also noticed when I was near the other field right next to it, the wheat field, I forgot to put lime in that field. But luckily we can put lime down in the first growth stage, so that field is taken care of. So yes, the loan is up to 9 million, and the cash you see is what we have currently. Probably when it's all said and done, we will have borrowed 10 million because that's where it's headed. Let's just face it. I have miscounted also how many fields I need for the springtime. 4 fields we've been over. Of course, sugar beet, potatoes, corn, and cotton. But I also need a field of oats as well. If I want to make some grain meal, or grist meal, sorry, that requires wheat, barley, and oats. And we don't have oats yet, so I need another field. So that's what I need to get prepped. I don't need actually all fields to be made in the springtime, but the more I get done now, the less I have to run around in the springtime to get it all taken care of. But seeing that it's already November, I think we're going to get this field here done, and of course the one over there by where we put down the wind turbine. So at least we'll have 2. I'll just have to make 3 more, which sounds like I just make 3 more fields. It seems kind of simple. Which it is if it wasn't where I get so greedy to where I say I might as well cut the grass first before I plow it, because that's material I need, which is hay and silage. Speaking of hay, we're going to be doing that today as well, but in our grass field that we made back in August. That field is ready for harvest, so we're going to go ahead and cut the grass, and then we're going to ted it on up, make some hay. And at that point, we have a lot of silage, while grass being made into silage. It's still fermenting, and we'll have plenty of hay as well for the sheep and the cows. I thought about making some TMR for the cows to see how the mixture is going to be, but I think we might wait on that because the cows have plenty of food. We only got 2 cows in the barn that can hold 200, I think. So them grazing in the grass out in the field, they're getting plenty of food there. So I think we're just going to hold off on to that right now. So we'll just keep on plugging away in the fields. A lot of grass work in these, first episodes of Hinterland, but that's just the way it is. We got to create these fields and get all set for next year. Next year is still going to be a little bit of a struggle money-wise until we start harvesting and getting some of our production buildings up and running. And even then, it might be a little while, because then we got to wait for the productions that we make to be at the perfect time for selling, to actually sell the products. But once the things are rolling along, I think we'll be just fine money-wise. The wind turbine that we put down should cover the loan interest per month. So that will be offset, and then it's just a matter of slowly paying off the loan as we go along, because we'll pretty much have not everything I would like to have, but as for equipment, we can definitely get by with what we have. Maybe slowly upgrade as the years progress. And once the cows really get rolling and they start making milk, we will have to upgrade the factory for sure. And yeah, but let's just get to the first year first and then take it year by year. Also, between episodes, I have solved the follow me issue. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I've been having an issue with the mod follow me, to where I get follow me, which is a vehicle following behind you, and when I get into the lead vehicle, I could not work the implement on the tractor. Well, I found out what the conflicting mod was, and I'll show you when I get to the end of the row here. And if you're it's only going to matter if you're running these 2 mods at the same time, of course. And it's an easy fix, honestly. So yeah, if you're running follow me and the mod for the animal food overview for the Maize Plus, these 2 mods are conflicting just with the key binders. So the easy one to change is to change the key binding for the animal food overview for Maize Plus. If you change the key binding to a different key, preferably one that you already don't have set up for, then that takes care of the issue. So this only concerns you if you have the two mods, Follow Me and the Animal Food Overview for Maze Plus. Just rebind the key for Animal Food Overview, and that will solve your issue, and you should be all set and good to go. And again, that issue would be once you have Follow Me activated and you get in the lead vehicle, you could not do anything with the implement that you have on your tractor. So like if I had someone following me right here, as long as this was running before I activated Follow Me, I couldn't turn the implement back on or off, and sometimes I could even disengage it from the tractor. Kind of weird, but yeah, that will solve your issue right there. I was trying to piece it all together between episodes. I'm like, okay, I've been using Follow Me, not having any issues. Why am I having issue now? What mod? And I started going through all the Maze Plus stuff, and yep, Animal Food Overview, which I was like, okay, why that one? Then it's the key bindings, really. They kind of use the same key bindings, so I think that's why it was causing some issues. Anywho, we're just about done spreading the lime on this field, so this field will be ready to go. Yeah, so we got 2 of the 5 done for the springtime. I do have a nice planter for us to use. It's expensive, though. It's really expensive. But we'll probably purchase it in the springtime, which could be like in an episode or two, because the winter months, we're not going to do much here. I may go ahead and try to get the fields done in between episodes, because we've been doing a lot of it in the first, what's this, like episode 7 or whatever it is. We've been doing just a lot of, cutting grass, plowing, and setting up the fields. But we're getting there. The problem is, I'm making the fields as big as the plots of land that we're buying. So 3 more fields is going to be like $250,000. And now I'm thinking, because I'm burning through the money so fast, I may actually, which I don't mind doing, I may not buy the cotton module harvester. I may lease it for the first year or two, because basically I'm going to use it for one day to harvest one field, and we should be able to get it done lickety-split. But when it comes to the time, though, I do like to have all of our vehicles owned. I don't like leasing for some reason. I still have the logging trailer leased, so but I gotta wait for us to be able to unload the logs. Then I'll go ahead and buy a the same logging trailer. I'll buy it, because we're definitely going to need it. JCB, you can just park right here. Probably should have washed off the spreader, but I may get a field done in December, depending on how the weather is. All right, let's go over to here. Yeah, since I put down the wall last episode, I have not been to the gates. I've been going around it. Because I've been basically just working over there. Let's watch off the Big M, even though it's going to get dirty here in a second. And I did do a little bit more painting with the gravel around the farmyard. Just going around. I went down by the sheep and the cow barn, but I did not go around the corner. So I went ahead and painted the gravel around there. And I was having the same problem. Then I turned off my steering wheel, and didn't have the problem anymore of my cursor jumping around on the screen and painting things I did not want to not paint. Okay, so the one thing I don't need right off when I'm doing hay is I don't need the baler. So let's detach that. So right now we're just going to mow the grass. Let's go ahead and open up the gate, even though I could just go around it, but since I'm going this way, I'll start getting in the habit of using the gate. And I think I got it on conditioned grass without conditioner, so it resets when you reload into the game. Okay. Not swath dropping. Left swath, right swath, widespread. There we go. And start cutting up our grass field. And there's our beautiful fresh grass. We're going to go ahead and use our tedder. And I'm going to turn this right into hay. I'm not going to do the steps. to get there. I kind of forgot to see what is our yield looking like on this field. With the crop rotation and everything, it's not too bad. The ground must not be too good, but crop rotation's pretty darn good. 112%. I just got done recording the episode that you probably may have seen earlier on East Violin. If you haven't seen it, well, I was harvesting the barley field, and in that barley field I was harvesting, the crop yield was 141%. That's with crop rotation and, of course, precision farming being on. So having those two mods definitely helps out your yield potential. Just trying to figure out what I want to do next year, what I want to plant, but since it's the first year, all the fields will be the same. Basically, as for crop rotation, it's going to be fallow, or it could be fallow grass. So the rotation ain't going to matter, but as the years progress, we're going to have to change up where the crops are depending on the rotation. And from me learning on East Violin with root crop, it's going to be hard to rotate that. Going to have enough fields, but luckily we got a good start on the fields here in our first season. Been working awfully hard to get enough fields. Yeah, with crop rotation on, you don't want root crop in the same field 2 years in a row. Corn is not that helpful either. Soybeans is a good crop to reset the field. But when I was looking at the productions in between episodes, I was like, okay, what else do I need to feed the animals that I cannot access in the wintertime? Now, for the first year, like the sheep and the cows, conditioned grass, we got enough of that around. We don't have that many cows. I would love to have more cows. We just don't have the straw to supply enough cows, so we're just going to start with 2. The sheep, though, we got plenty of sheep. Well, we will have. And I don't want to be in the habit of giving them conditioned grass in the winter, because conditioned grass doesn't last all the way through winter, technically. So we just want to give them hay, but the problem is hay only covers one of the food groups. But next year, I know it may sound kind of weird if you've never done Maize Plus before, but next year we'll be feeding sheep some sugar beet. That is one of the food groups. Grist meal is another food group. And then the last one is like mineral feed or something like that, which I could just buy. I do know that there is a production building for mineral feed, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I got enough production buildings to get up and going already, and I just want to focus on those to begin with. So we got to get this field taken care of today, because I don't know what the winters are like here on Hinterland. I've played, of course, a lot of FS22, been through a lot of seasons, and I've only had one winter that I can remember, and it was back on No Man's Land. It was like the 3rd or 4th winter, to where I had a lot of snow. So most of the time, you may get one snowstorm and you get one layer of snow. That one winter in No Man's Land, I think it snowed December, January, and February, and I had layers upon layers of snow. It melted rather quickly in March, but as for getting anything done in the wintertime, like delivering, it made it a little bit fun. I could expand this grass field, because I do believe we own now all the way down to that road. So we could expand this grass field, but for this year, since I got plenty of grass everywhere else, I think we're set. What seems a little odd to me is the amount of mowing I felt like I've done already on Hinterland. I'm just barely getting up to 2 hours on the Big M. Seems like I've been mowing a lot longer than that, but that just proves how fast you can get jobs done with this thing. I kind of forgot actually how fast it is mowing, because most of the time I'm hauling the baler with this, And that reduces the working speed from, I think this can do 16, we're down to 15. But it'll reduce down to the baler speed, which is 10. But we'll be definitely using it. Well, I'll be using it probably after this episode, in between next making a third Field of the Five. I'm already excited about getting to the harvest season of next year, just so we can get the products going. And also get the production buildings going as well. But, you know, can't rush it. You got to get things done. Alright, one more pass for this, and go ahead and park this on up. I do like the stone wall that we got going around the farmyard. That will continue around for quite a ways. Just not anymore until we can get the money. The money needs to... I need to balance it out a little bit. But like I said earlier, once we get done with a lot of the spending, we're going to have all the equipment pretty much that we need. So all the big spending will mostly be done. So it's not like, oh, I gotta save up. I need a $500,000 here. I need 400,000 there. We'll have most of this equipment that we need. JCB, I think we'll grab. And one thing I am noticing though, I need to bring a lot of this equipment on down to get it fueled on up. I do have my fuel consumption on high. Alright, so I gotta turn this on, and let's see here. We don't want it as base game. We want this to spread, not to condition, not semi-dry. We want it to spread right to hay. And there we go. Then we'll have to go around windrow it, bale it, and it's all set. And then the only thing I'm going to have to do to this grass field is spread some fertilizer on it. Which I don't have a spreader yet for fertilizer. We got the Bredel, and that's for lime. I mean, I could use the Bredel for fertilizer as well, because I do believe that's the modded one that I have. So I could do lime or fertilizer. I still would like to see a mod that comes out for turning grass into hay, as it was in 19 with seasons, to where you couldn't just ted it to hay. You actually had to wait for the sun to beat down on the field and turn the grass into hay. I mean, I could kind of role play it here the same way, and that's why, you know, Maize Plus does give you the option to where, yeah, I can cut it with a mower and make it fresh grass like we did. I could ted it to semi-dry grass and then wait 6 hours or whatever, or a day, however you want to do it, and then ted it again to hay and just kind of role play it that way. But today we're just going to go ahead and ted it right in the hay, get this all baled up. And I think I said also way back a few episodes ago that, you know, it's just going to be cows and sheep, and there's a slight chance I'll do chickens. Probably after 3 years, we'll go ahead and get ourselves some chickens. Once we get establishment here, I don't want to be trying to figure out Maize Plus and trying to feed the cows and the sheep with their special food groups, and then also try to figure out chickens at the same time. Although that animal food overview definitely helps out a lot, clarifying what we need for what food category and what animal. Still get the little blotches here and there to where the tedder doesn't quite fully turn the grass over. Had that happen on a few maps. Haven't really made hay on East Violent to know if it does it there. I know I did it on No Man's, and I think I did it once on Elm Creek, but that was too far back for me to remember. We were on Elm Creek for such a short time. But we should be all set for food for the sheep and the cows for the first winter. Got plenty of it. And that's very key for us because we do have the mod to where animals can die if they don't have any feed. Or if they get too old. Or if their health gets below 25%. Of course, the only reason why their health should get below 25% is if they have no food. One more pass with a tedder, then we just got to grab our Swadro windrower. Get this nice little rose, and then we can go ahead and bail it on up. The next year we'll have plenty of harvesting to do other than grass. I thought about when I was going to start this series of just get all the fields in place, but then I think that would take away from the series of how it started. It is kind of nice having that stone wall there, and now we'll have to actually enter in the entryways. Can I make that sharp corner? I believe so. Well, we're in the JCB. Let's go ahead and stay in the JCB. Yeah, I would like another tractor. A large tractor, and I think we were talking about getting like the 8R John Deere. We'll have to see how the money plays out later on. But that's going to have to wait until next season. That's one big swath of hay. So I'm still kind of curious about, because we are making hay pellets. We actually lose, it's 1 liter of hay. Well, if you want to look at it, it's 2 liters of hay to get 1 liter of a hay pellet. So I'm hoping the hay pellets last longer, which I'm not sure if they would or wouldn't. Or when I put the hay pellets in the food trough, does it count as 2 to 1? Don't know. Because at that rate, making hay into hay pellets really doesn't help us out or benefit us that much at all. Other than maybe the hay pellets would last longer in the environment. They wouldn't decompose or go bad, although hay does last quite a long time if you keep it nice and dry. This is about the biggest windrower that we could get on the market. It's pretty darn big, but when you start doing bigger fields, the implements sometimes don't seem as big as they once did. But any bigger, the swath will be just way too big and the baler won't be able to handle it. I begin to wonder if this swath isn't wide as it is, that the baler may not pick it all up. I did try some modded balers to where the bale sizes could be bigger. And I don't mean bigger than 240 centimeters. I meant that it would compact it so we get more liters out of a bale. Kind of like we were doing on East Violent, but that was implemented into the map. And I kind of thought about doing that here. But once you start editing a lot of XML files on mods, if there is a mod update, then you always got to go back in and redo the file over if you update the mod itself. And as for, because a couple people have asked, how do you mod the bale wrapper to wrap faster? Now, this is something, I tried doing this once before where I helped someone out editing an XML file, and they got it wrong, basically. And of course they kind of panic. I'm like, well, just delete the mod and re-download the original mod, and then be back to the original form, because yeah, you put the numbers in the wrong spot, of course. It acts funny, or it won't work at all. So I really don't like. I don't like giving step-by-step instructions on how to change XML files, because it could ruin your game, and then of course you're going to get upset at me because, yeah, I goofed up your game somehow. So there are ways out there to figure out how to do that, or just get a modded one that's already made up. Guess I'll just go right through here. I was trying to avoid getting into our field right there. Thought I turned you off. There we go. Oh, and someone also did ask as well, some of the comments are coming back to me, is there a buy all point for Hinterland? Where we started the episode, where I was filling up the line, that is implemented into the map. I think they just she just calls it a buy station. And as far as I know, you can buy, well, at least, you know, like fertilizer and seed from there in line. I don't know if you can just buy any product from there, like wheat or pig feed or whatever. I don't know if you can just buy anything from there, but that's implemented into the map. So we should be all set on silage, which is a good thing, because if I run out, it's not like you can make silage that day. Silage takes 3 months. Hay, not that big of an issue. If today I needed hay and I didn't have any, well, you just cut grass and then do what we've been doing. And why is the windrower doing that funny thing again? Yeah, then you just go ahead and do what we've been doing, and you can get hay in a matter of minutes. But silage, definitely got to make sure we always have some of that around. Although with the animal food overview, you can always click on that and see what else you can replace silage with for the food groups. Alright, we are done with the JCB and the windrower. Let's go grab the case and the baler, and we'll start making some hay bales. I still haven't really thought about what to do with all the bales. I just don't want to leave them out like I am doing currently. I thought about taking like the bale shed that we have on East Violent and editing that XML file. Right now that can hold 4 million liters of bales. It seems like a lot. But probably if I took all the bales I got now, I'd fill up that barn really, really quick. So maybe I'll edit that XML file, add a 0 somewhere, just so it holds 40 million liters, which is ridiculous, but that would hold, of course, straw, silage, and hay and grass. But the one thing that could be an issue is we do have different types of grass. So I'm wondering what would happen if I were to put like semi-wet grass in or something. Not too sure. My frame rate also just tanked. What's going on there? hooked up to the baler, my frame rate is tanking down into the 30s. Well, not quite sure what that was all about, but a quick restart of the game seemed to fix my issue. Just keep my frame rate up there just for a second, see if it flickers anywhere. Seems fine now. Not too sure what that was all about. Let's go ahead and we'll turn that off. We don't need that up there. It's pretty easy to tell when your frame rate tanks like that. So making hay bales. Am I actually, with hay, do I actually use silage additive? Looks like I do not. That's fine. That would just add 5% to the yields. That only works on grass types. I guess hay is not considered a grass type. Either way, we are spitting out the hay. And the good thing is, looks like the swath isn't too wide. The chrome baler seems to pick it up all completely. As of right now, it is anyways. Yeah, so I'm not too sure how to store the bales yet. Maybe let's put down a big open solar panel shed. And we'll stack the bales in there. And that way when I go to make TMR, all we have to do is go in there with a Voltra. Grab the bales we need. And feed the cows. Since we're only running 1 day a month, I think when we get a good amount of cows in there, I think it's going to be like Griffin, Indiana, where I got to feed them twice in the same day. Once in the morning and once in the evening. But we'll see how it goes once we get that far. And the amount of cows we have will definitely change. The cows we currently have, I do believe, are reproducing. But once we get the harvest going next season, and we get some more straw bales, then I'll feel a little bit better. I mean, I really don't need the straw to add more cows to the shed. But I do want the solid manure so we can bring that over to the BGA. And it'd be a good, I think probably a good idea just to get a good stockpile going. That way when we do get more cows, we're all set. And I won't be running around trying to get more animal feed for them. Yeah, so that path there, yeah, I didn't quite get all of the hay. Now I do know about the windrower that goes on front of balers, or you can get the baler that has the windrower on it. I have tried both, and I still have the same issue when the swath gets as big as it is. I just think the baler can't handle it. Is what it comes down to. And I don't want to switch balers too much because I would like... I mean, this technically is the only baler in-game that will take silage additive. So when I do bales, I just want to get the extra 5%. But I guess it's not a complete deal breaker either. I just prefer it. I don't think I have... No, I don't have the bale counter going. I think the bale counter, like we have like on East Vineland, I think you gotta have the Vermeer DLC active for that bale counter to work. And I don't have the Vermeer DLC activated for this series. So overall, the baler is picking up most of it. These bales are 8,000 liters apiece. And they should be doing us very well in the next couple of months to feed our animals. Just go ahead and turn that off, and of course, empty out the baler. The one thing I don't think I can check on here, the numbers going to look kind of weird, because as far as precision farming is concerned, they're on two different lots, so I can't really... If I click on that, does it show me the yield? That says yield is 387,122. It's going to show me for multiple fields on this one here because it's showing me for the land that we bought. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of rough to figure out the exact total. Our overall score should have jumped on up, though. Why is that at 77? 3 and 2. We did that with a direct drill. So why is that showing that we didn't? And I did not spray for weeds on here. The third bar is for weeds, but the bottom one's tillage. I did it with a direct drill. So that should be a really good score. At least for this field here. I mean, I could come back in here with a direct drill and replant it, but that would seem kind of silly. That's interesting. The weeds, I understand. I tried coming in here and spraying for weeds, but the grass was already in the harvest stage, so it won't actually count. I'll have to figure that one out. What did the other fields show? Did that show that I was direct drilled? Yeah, so that shows it was direct drilled there. And that was direct drilled. That one was direct drilled, so why is this one showing that it wasn't direct drilled? I don't know about that, so maybe I'll just go in there and do a little patch of grass somewhere, and I'll reset that. No, I need to be on here. We gotta grab the Vultra. Let's go get those hay bales out the field and stacked over here with everything else. So you can see all the silage bales that we got. We got the hay over there as well. And the first original batch of silage, and I think that's actually grass over there, not hay. So you can see I did paint the gravel all the way around the cow barn. Back on out to here. And once we get a good hold on our money, I can go ahead and keep on building the stone wall. But for now, it's going to kind of be right there. Let's go ahead and activate the autoloader. I don't mind about the little scraps of hay that I left behind. Probably not even enough to make a bale. But I think we got like 97% of it. I think I'm just looking forward to next season, the harvest time, because I won't be doing grass most of the time. It'll be mostly other crops and planting, and definitely getting involved and take care of the animals. And then, of course, once we get the harvest going, I'll be doing work with production buildings. Just seems like a lot of grass work. But since it is November, maybe what I'll do is I'll come in here and do a little patch with a direct drill. I haven't used any other drill but the one we're using, so it's kind of interesting that the score shows it that way. And this Valtra is working out rather well. Has no problem with hauling the bales around that we have on the back. Doesn't seem lack for horsepower. May put some lights down here when wintertime comes, which is in a month or two. Well, technically it's next month as Farming Simulator is concerned, if I do get snow. Let's see, I'm going to head and spin this around. And it should be unload to the right. Didn't quite leave enough room, but actually unloaded. Most of the time I get a symbol saying you didn't leave enough room. So that little hut right there, that should be your buy-all point. I don't think I have a trailer to see if I can buy other things. Well, actually, the trailer we do have should be able to load anything into it. So maybe I'll just do a quick test for you to see what else we can buy from there. Of course, I don't know what that trailer supports. There we go. First good cut on our grass field. And let me make sure I turn off the autoloader because I don't want to get next to our bales and start picking them up. Let me just put this right here for now. And because someone wanted to see if there's a buy-all point, let's get into our Volvo. Well, the buying station, apparently you can buy, well, is it all the products? Probably all the products that this trailer can handle, so I don't think it's all the products, but it's a lot of them. But then again, like I said, I'm not quite sure I know what this trailer can handle. But if I go into the store, go to trailers, are you going to scroll for us so we can see all the products that you handle? Yeah, so it's not going to be everything from here, but it's a lot of it. So yeah, the buying station they get with Hinterland, you can actually even buy cereal crop or what have you from it. See if I can get away from that building. Okay, don't park too close to it next time. But at least now we know that you can buy more than just lime, fertilizer, and seed from it. Let me bring this back in here. Put the cover back over that. Unhitch from there, and we are all set. So, yeah, I'm actually probably going to get one more field done. So, I guess right, I can't jump over that wall. I'm not athletic enough. Let's go ahead and, so at least you know where I'm going to go ahead and create a field. So, we got 3 barley fields here. We got 1 wheat field. And, of course, 2 of the 5 fields that we need for next spring. I may just forego on getting grass from it. I may just go over and just plow it. But I think we're going to expand over here just because it won't be a true square field. We'll have like a little bit of water land over here. So let's go to farmland. And then, of course, we're going to head and just buy it. And that's the field I'll be working on in between episodes. Like I said, I'm probably just going to go over with the plow and plow it on up. I don't know. See how I feel. I may bring the big crone over and cut the grass and make something out of it. Maybe make some more silage bales. Maybe actually, if we get enough silage bales, maybe I'll bring some over to the BGA and actually start processing some. And we can get a little bit of money off of it. Maybe that's what I need to do. Just to bring a little bit of income in to make it look a little bit better. But yeah, see, our sheep should be doing fine because we're still in the same month. So they are producing wool. We only got 10 sheep, but that's going to increase as we go along here. They are reproducing. And of course, the cows are doing the cow thing. And yeah, once we get up to a lot of cows, this is going to be a little bit of a chore, but I think it's going to be kind of fun. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.